Hello everybody, it is Roush. Welcome to the Week 5 team preview for the Huntsville Heatran versus, this is going to be Spooge and the Portland Squirtles. Now, if you take a look at our record for this week, we've managed to bring it up to 3-1 with a beautiful victory this last week over the Vesuvius and the Denver Keldios. It was a great 4-0 victory that could have ended, it could have ended a lot differently than it did, but you know what, we'll take the win, and we'll just be glad that it happened. So this week we are taking on the Portland Squirtles, and without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at Coach Spooge's team. If you take a look here, he is indeed 0-4. He has a -11 differential, and he's brought the exact same guys every single time. In fact, he hasn't even bothered to change his sets. I don't see any reason why he would finally change his sets, but I team built just in case he would. Now, looking at his team, Mega Venusaur can put in a little bit of work if he changes his set. I didn't look into what his sets were for the most part, but I tried to counter as many different sets as I could. Mega Venusaur, just really tanky Pokemon. You need to deal with it by damaging it. Either with Psychic or Flying type moves, do the best, but you can also chip away at it with Fire moves. Dragonite, very powerful Pokemon. I have a perfect counter to it. I have a set that is a perfect counter. There is no set of Dragonite that beats it one-on-one. As long as multi-scale is broken, that Dragonite dies. Pretty cool. Machamp, I think it's just been max HP Assault Vest so far. Either max HP or max speed Assault Vest. But so far, Machamp has been that. I don't want to anticipate, but I feel like he could change up the set. Machamp can be used in a multitude of different ways, but it's pretty good. It's a hard hitter. It's got the no guard ability, so it can't miss, especially Stone Edge or Dynamic Punch, so I do have to keep those in mind, and I did as I was team building, so it shouldn't be as big an issue. Chansey, very especially defensive wall, got a ton of HP. It got a lot of special bulk. Eviolite makes its physical defense even usable, but I do have a good way of dealing with that. As we figured out in Week 1 versus Matt, I do have a way to beat Blissey, and lo and behold, pretty much the exact same thing can beat Chansey. So we're gonna see what we can do about that. So far, he's brought Chansey as like aromatherapy, just a typical support user with Thunder Wave. So I don't see any reason that that's gonna change. Tornadus Incarnate, regular Golem. I don't know why Spooge even drafted this thing. It makes no sense. And then he ended up drafting a Alolan Golem. It just doesn't make sense. Tornadus Incarnate, it's got the Prankster ability. He does have an interesting Rain Core if he could just bring it. He's got Tornadus, he's got Kabutops. They work really well together. They bring there's a nice rain team. You have a little Sun gimmick with Ninetales if you wanted to pair it with Mega Venusaur. Just not Mega Evolve. Waste of an item slot, but better than nothing. It's like, there's so many things you can do with this team. Even Typhlosion. Typhlosion can take advantage of the sun. I believe it's got Solar Beam. It's got Solar Beam, Fire Blast. It's got good coverage if you just would use the sun gimmick, man. But so far, Ninetales has been, I believe it's been a Toxic setter, I want to say. Just like a little support mon. Nice anti-lead Ninetales that sets up the sun for nobody in particular. Kabutops, hard hitter, works really well in the rain. Is Rapid Spinner. For Alligator, Dragon Dance, Swords Dance, Wall Breaker, deals damage. I'm not overly concerned about it. By the way, fun fact, for Alligator outspeeds Heatran by 1 base speed. So for Alligator 78, Heatran 77. So I did have to keep that in mind, but it's not going to be that big an issue. Alolan Golem, it's Electric type, Electric Ground, has Magnet Pull. It's not a concern because Heatran really doesn't care to get trapped by it, especially because I have, surprise, I brought Heatran. Typhlosion, Makes sense. He could be mixed with Earthquake. He could bring a full special variant. It's got Focus Blast, it's got Solar Beam, it's got Fire Blast. It's got good coverage moves, if only he would bring it. Muck, regular Muck, not as good as Alolan Muck, because it does have the Psychic Weakness. But Muck does have its usage. It can be Assault Vest, it can be Curse, it can be Rest Curse. And Haunter is actually a really good mon. I kind of like it, especially in the lower tiers. It's kind of a nice surprise pick. It's got base 95 speed, but it's got a fair amount of special attack. So if you wanted to make it into maybe a Choice Scarf Sweeper, a Cleaner, or even Choice Specs, depending on your opponent's team, you can make that work. Especially because Gengar no longer has the Levitate. I believe Haunter still does. I'll have to double check. I want to make sure before I start switching in. But anyways, so that's Vesuvius's team. Let's go ahead and get into my team. Now, starting off, this is the first mon that I picked. It's not the same set that we brought week 1 versus Matt, but it's very similar. I swapped out Agility for Flame Charge, and the reason for that is because I kind of want to be able to deal damage, so I can set up Swords Dance turn 1, and if he switches in like a slower mon or a weakened mon, I can use Flame Charge and get my speed up. Now I am Jolly as opposed to Adamant this week, so I'll be dealing less damage, but I don't feel like I need to deal as much damage as I did the previous week. Spooge's team just isn't as threatening as Matt's is. It's not as bulky, so I don't have to worry about it that much. Fightinium Z, High Jump Kick, once again, just to deal with any kind of little Blissey tech that he could bring. Also, it deals the most damage to stuff like Alolan Golem, because High Jump Kick sometimes won't KO depending on his spread. If he's a lot of physical bulk, I can't KO Alolan Golem in a single hit. So it's just giving me an extra chance to kill. So that's Blaziken. Blaziken's pretty much going to be a cleaner. Not the most important guy on the team, but could be useful. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Second mon died, Frostless. Also, relatively similar to what we brought week 1. Curse Body, Never Melt Ice, Ice Shard, Ice Punch this week instead of Ice Beam, Taunt, and Spikes. The Never Melt Ice, once again, it boosts Ice by 20%. Ice Shard guarantees that there is not a single, maybe a bulky Dragonite set, any offensive Dragonite set dies when Stealth Rocks are up or multi-skill is broken. To an offensive Dragonite, this Ice Shard does, well, it does 84 to 96, something like that, 84 to 96, and Ice Punch guaranteed kills. Now, my speed is oriented so that I can outspeed a non-scarfed Haunter, because the only mons on Spooge's team that are higher than base 100 are Ninetales, Typhlosion, and Tornadus Incarnate. Tornadus already outspeeds Frostless naturally, so I don't need to worry about outspeeding that. But I really don't need to worry about outspeeding Ninetales or Typhlosion because they resist anyway, and I have other ways of dealing with them. So I just felt like it wasn't as important. Taunt is there for Blissey. There is nothing, unless Blissey's carrying Fire Blast, there's nothing Blissey can do to me. And then I can just wear it down with Ice Shard, set up spikes for free, all that good stuff. But for the most part, because Frostless is a ghost type, it is immune to Dragonite Extreme Speed, and as long as I have my own priority, Dragonite cannot even touch me. But just, again, as long as Stealth Rocks are up and that multi-skill is broken, I am able to KO. Otherwise, it still does a solid 40 to 50%. Just in case like he switches it in, but I'll probably be Ice Punching. Alright, next mon that I brought, number 3, Dugtrio. Dug a hole, drilled a hole, whatever. I keep saying drilled a hole. I keep using drilled a hole in my battles. Arena Trap. This week it is the Focus Sash variant. Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, Memento. Stealth Rocks are incredibly important in this match because, as I said, it enables me to beat Dragonite. Spooge has two hazard clears on his team. One is Kabootops, the other is Dragonite. Now, obviously, Dugtrio dies to an Aqua Jet. So if I want to keep my rocks up, Focus Sash is pretty much a necessity. Let's see. Stone Edge is there for the Tornadus. It just enables me to get off damage. If not, straight out kill it, depending on his spread. Earthquake, there for some solid damage. Deals with Ninetales really well. Deals with Kabootops. Deals with Golem, especially a Alolan Golem. I can trap that and kill it. Memento is there so that I can just switch, get momentum. If rocks are up and they're there to stay, it just better enables me to switch around and get into one of my sweepers, because I do have a couple of sweepers that are reliant on Stealth Rocks being up in order to win, just to help whittle the team down. Especially, I do have the Spikes and Stealth Rocks combination once again, so hopefully these two can put in work, both the Frostless and the Dugtrio, and get some hazard stacking going on and really start chipping away at Spooge's team, so that I can sweep either with a mutated chicken or a player to be named later. Now, because I was so concerned about Stealth Rocks, I wanted to make sure that I had a second Stealth Rock setter this week, and that for the most part is going to be what Heatran does this week. Lava Plume, Aurora, Stealth Rock, and Earth Power. I don't really need any other coverage. I've been toying with Ancient Power over Lava Plume and Taunt over Roar, but I think I'm gonna end up just doing well, you know what, no, Ancient Power could be useful. Ancient Power could be useful maybe on Dragonite, maybe. Getting a burn would be interesting too. I could go with Will-O-Wisp. Both are options, but I think I'm you know what, I like Taunt better for Blissey. Let's go ahead and we're gonna do this. Instead of Lava Plume Roar, we're gonna do Taunt, Earth Power, or Ancient Power. Or I could do HP Ice. HP Ice is the same power as Ancient Power, right? Yeah, we'll do HP Ice. HP Ice would be better. Hidden Power, Ice. We'll do that. Taunt, HP Ice, Stealth Rock, Earth Power. HP Ice is there for Tornadus Incarnate and Dragonite. Enables me to get off solid damage. Shucca Berry enables me to live a hit if a Mon has surprise ground coverage, like say Ninetales has Earth Power. I'm trying to deal damage to Ninetales using my own Earth Power. Just enables me to get the drop on it. Taunt shuts down Blissey, shuts down Dragon Dance, Dragonite, forces him to attack me. Also prevents Mega Venusaur from putting me to sleep, but I'm not fast. Why am I? Oh dear, this spread is wrong. This is not the right spread. Hold on. I was toying with Explosion earlier, so this is not the right spread. I need It's 196? No, I need 198. There we go. So I need 198 speed. This speed enables me to outspeed Mega Venusaur. Enables me to outspeed uninvested Mega Venusaur. And then I can taunt it, stop it from setting Leech Seed, doing Toxic to my team, Synthesis if need be, and I can chip away with Earth Power. Because Earth Power does more damage than HP Ice do Thick Fat. And Stealth Rocks are just there because, once again, I wanted another Stealth Rock setter, because rocks are going to be very important to making this team work. They're not absolute necessity, but it just makes things a whole lot easier. Alright, Mon number 5, Did Shrooms, Mingus, Regenerator, Rocky Helmet, Synthesis, Giga Drain, Spore, Sludge Bomb. This, I just wanted it to be as tanky as possible and be able to get as much chip off as possible. No, this is not a counter to Dragonite, but this does deal very nicely with the likes of Kabootops, likes of Feraligatr, either form of Golem, Haunter to an extent. Enables me to Spore Chansey. I can Spore it Machamp does a lot. This really is just like a Machamp counter. It's my best thing to deal with Machamp. If you take a look, I do have 157 speed, so attack. So that's as low in as low an attack as possible, and I do have a ton of defense, so if we get into a Confusion Hacks war, it's not going to matter too much to me. I can still take hits for days. Rocky Helmet will be racking up, and I do have Synthesis and Regenerator to just heal up after the fact. So Mingus is going to be kind of my main pivot this week. Sludge Bomb, this set can kinda deal with Mega Venusaur a little bit. It doesn't beat it 1v1, but it definitely can be an answer if I use it in the right way. But for the most part, my greatest way of dealing with that Mega Venusaur is going to be Mon number 6, Nihilego, Radiation Leak, the Beast Boost with the Expert Belt, Thunderbolt, Power Gem, Psyshock, and Grass Knot. Grass Knot is there for Golem and Kabutops to an extent. Thunderbolt deals with the likes of Feraligatr, does a little more to Feraligatr. Power Gem deals with Dragonite, deals with Tornadus, deals with Typhlosion, if need be, and Psyshock destroys Mega Venusaur and does a little bit of chip damage to Chansey. Plus 2 shot Psyshock does about 50% to max defense Chansey. That's max defense, max HP Chansey. Keep in mind, Expert Belt doesn't actually boost neutral hits, so I wanted to get as much super effective coverage off as I can, and this is the combination with the greatest potential. Also, that Psyshock does do more damage if, once again, he brings that Assault Vest Machamp. And Machamp's max attack, Machamp Bullet Punch is only doing 50% to me, something like that. It's like 47 to 53, I want to say. But I'll double check on that in mid-match. So Nihilego, I really want to be my main sweeper at the end of the day, and I feel like Blaziken is just going to be there to break walls. And I was almost considering not putting Flame Charge on it, but I just feel that Flame Charge can be important enough to warrant its usage. But for the most part, Nihilego is going to be the main cleaner. Because if you look at the speed, Nihilego outspeeds everything on his team except for that Tornadus. There isn't really much that Tornadus can do to me outside of an HP ground. It doesn't really do much to me, so Nihilego can deal with that really well. It also deals with Ninetales perfectly, outspeeds a non-Scarf Ninetales, outspeeds a non-Scarf Typhlosion, which even then Typhlosion has to carry a ground Earthquake in order to deal damage to me too. And I can scout that kind of a set with Heatran. That's the other beautiful thing about having the Shucca Berry on Heatran, is I can use Heatran to scout for a couple of these sets just in case something changes and I don't want to get caught off guard. So I am playing relatively safe with my walls this week. They don't they just tank. They don't they're designed just to help me figure out what set it is. Otherwise, like the combination of Frostless, Blaziken, Nihilego can sweep through the entire team with Stealth Rocks up. It's just that everybody else is there to help scout for some sets and to be able to put enough pressure that my cleaner Mons can have an easier time. So hopefully this will be a nice, fun, easy match for us. Well, no match should be considered easy, but just a little bit of fun this week. Thank you guys for watching. Battle should be up hopefully tomorrow. I try and upload the videos, well, one day immediately after the other. So I don't know what day this is actually going up, but just note that when I upload this video, the battle will have already taken place, and you can expect the actual battle to be uploaded the day after this one. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Roush is out.